I want to tell you about the worst 40 seconds of my flying life. 3 summers ago, I dropped $420 on a drone because an ad told me it was the obvious choice for beginners. I charged it overnight like it was Christmas morning. I drove out to a field near my house, hands actually shaking a little, and I sent it up for the very first time. 40 seconds later, it drifted sideways into an oak tree, snapped a propeller clean off, and fell into a bush like a dead bird. I didn't even know what obstacle avoidance was. Nobody told me I needed it. The box just said 4K camera and easy to fly, and I believed it, because why wouldn't I? That drone still sits in my closet missing a propeller. As the most expensive reminder I own that specs on a box don't mean anything until someone explains what they actually do once you're in the air. So that's exactly why I'm making this video. I'm walking you through every price tier that actually matters in 2026, starting around $180 and climbing all the way past $2,000, and at every single stop. I'm going to tell you the unfiltered truth. What's worth it? What's a trap dressed up in nice marketing photos? And which one I would personally hand to a friend if they showed up at my door asking? Just tell me what to buy. Stick with me, because the drone I land on at the end of this video is not the one most channels push, and once I explain the reasoning, I think you'll see exactly why I'm so confident in it. If you skip to the end without watching the tiers in between, you're going to miss the one detail that actually changes which drone is right for you, so let's not do that to ourselves. DJI Neo and Neo 2, the entry tier, around $180–230. Let's start at the bottom of the market, because this is where DJI actually gives you a genuinely interesting choice between two drones built on completely different ideas. First is the original DJI Neo, sitting right around $180–200 depending on the bundle. It records clean 4K footage using a single-axis mechanical gimbal combined with electronic stabilization, and you can expect somewhere close to 18 minutes of flight time per charge. What makes the Neo genuinely clever isn't the spec sheet, it's how it grows with you. You can fly it using nothing but your phone on day one, add a physical controller a few months later, and eventually strap on FPV goggles if you catch the bug. It's less a finished product and more a starting point that doesn't become useless once you improve. Then there's its sequel, the Neo 2, priced in almost the same range, somewhere between $200 and $230. This is a meaningfully different machine. DJI added full omnidirectional obstacle sensing, including forward-facing LiDAR, which is honestly a huge deal at this price point. Most competitors don't bother giving you real obstacle protection until you're well past $400. The trade-off is battery life. DJI advertises up to 19 minutes, but realistically, in actual outdoor conditions with wind, expect closer to 14 or 15 minutes. Still, if you're Profile 4, the nervous beginner who lies awake worrying about trees, that LiDAR safety net is worth losing a few minutes of flight time. If you'd rather have more flexibility and don't mind being a little more careful in the air, the original Neo is your move. Specta Mini, the value king, around $200 now. Here's the drone that, if someone with zero experience grabbed me by the shoulders and said, "Just tell me what to buy," no explanation needed, this is what would come out of my mouth. The Specta Mini sits around $190–210 depending on where you shop, and it genuinely makes drones costing 3 times as much look a little embarrassed. Here's why it earns that reaction. It shoots crisp 4K through an actual 3-axis mechanical gimbal, meaning the camera stays level across 3 full planes of motion at once. That's the difference between footage that looks like it came out of a cinema camera and footage that looks like you were holding your phone out of a moving car window. Real-world flight time lands around 31 minutes in calm conditions, which is genuinely excellent for the price. Range comes in around 6 miles, though, and I'll say this about every drone in this video, always keep it within visual line of sight, no matter what the spec sheet claims you're capable of. But here's the number that actually changes your life as a pilot. It weighs under 250 grams. In the United States, and in plenty of other countries, that single number means no mandatory registration and no remote ID requirement in most situations. Less paperwork, fewer legal headaches, more places you're actually free to fly without a second thought. I brought this exact drone on a trip last year instead of anything more expensive collecting dust in my studio, and it delivered every single time: coastal cliffs, quiet mountain towns, golden hour over old stone walls that had probably been standing for 300 years. If your Profile 1 the Traveler, you can stop comparing spec sheets right now. This is genuinely all the drone you need. Sky Rover S1, the safety net tier around $300 at $300. The market splits into two very different directions, and which way you go depends entirely on the kind of flying you actually plan to do, not the kind of flying that sounds impressive in your head. Option 1 is the Sky Rover S1. Think of it as the Specta Mini's tougher, older sibling. The core specs are remarkably close, still 4K on a 3-axis gimbal, rated for up to 40 minutes of flight time on paper, though real-world flying tends to land closer to 25 or 30 and around 7 miles of range. But the S1 adds front-facing obstacle avoidance sensors, and don't let that sound like a minor footnote. In practice, that single feature is the difference between losing your drone to a tree branch and calmly landing it after a close call that would have ended badly otherwise. If you're flying anywhere with trees, buildings, or rocks, which, let's be honest, is almost everywhere, obstacle avoidance turns flying from a stressful chore into something you actually enjoy. For Profile 2, the Adventure Chaser, this isn't a nice extra, it's the whole point. Option 2, at a similar price, is the DJI Neo 2 we already met. But here the comparison is really about philosophy, not raw numbers. Where the S1 is built around performance, the Neo 2 is built around going everywhere with you. It's small enough to live in a jacket pocket. It flies with your phone alone, with a dedicated controller, or fully standalone using gesture controls and preset flight paths, no phone required at all. It's the Swiss Army knife of this list. It won't outperform a specialist at any one thing, but it handles almost everything competently and never asks you to plan ahead. With its 2-axis gimbal, electronic stabilization, obstacle sensing, and around 19 minutes of real flight time, it's a genuinely forgiving machine. If you're Profile 4, the nervous beginner, that forgiving nature wins. If you're Profile 2, chasing adventure, go with the S1. The obstacle protection is too important to trade away. Sky Rover X1, the real upgrade tier around $500 now. We're entering the price range where the jump genuinely reflects a jump in capability, not just a jump in marketing budget. Going from $300 to $500 isn't a small step up, it's a different category of drone entirely. And if you've been on the fence about spending more, this is probably the section that settles it. The drone here is the Sky Rover X1, a newer entrant designed to go head-to-head with DJI's own Mini 4 Pro. On paper, similar sensor class, similar safety systems, at a noticeably friendlier price. The camera itself is only a modest step up from the $300 tier. What's dramatically different is the obstacle avoidance. We go from front-facing sensors only to genuine 360-degree omnidirectional detection, covering front, back, both sides, and below all at once. That matters enormously when you're trying to fly a complex shot around objects, because the drone is actively protecting itself from every direction at once, which frees you up to focus on the creative shot instead of constantly babysitting your clearance. The X1 also introduces real tracking. Follow me mode here isn't a vague stay nearby gimmick, it's genuine subject tracking that keeps you framed while the drone navigates obstacles on its own. For Profile 2, the Adventure Chaser. This is the first drone on our list that can actually follow you down a mountain trail without you white-knuckling the controller the entire time. Flight time is rated at around 32 minutes per battery, range bumps up to 15 kilometers, and the gimbal now rotates to shoot vertical video natively, so your footage works just as well for a traditional widescreen edit as it does for a vertical reel or TikTok. No cropping required. This is genuinely the point where the gear starts feeling professional. DJI Mini 5 Pro, the best Mini ever made, around $750 to $1,150. I want you to actually picture this for a second. This drone weighs under 250 grams. It fits in the palm of your hand. It's smaller than most point-and-shoot cameras you'd find in a camera shop. And it carries a 1-inch sensor. Read that back, because it matters. A 1-inch camera sensor on a drone small enough to disappear into a shirt pocket. That is not a throwaway spec. In photography, sensor size is everything. A bigger sensor pulls in more light, which translates directly into dramatically better performance in low-light situations: golden hour, overcast skies, sunset, the blue hour right after dusk. The exact moments where most small drones quietly fall apart are the moments where this one starts to shine. I was out shooting on a cloudy, fading evening last fall, the kind of light that would have made most drones this size produce footage so grainy you'd delete it before you even got home. Instead, I got clean, genuinely cinematic footage that I was proud to post. That sensor isn't a marketing bullet point sitting on a spec sheet. For show, it's a real capability gap between this drone and everything else under 250 grams on the market right now. The obstacle avoidance gets a meaningful upgrade too, adding LiDAR-assisted sensing on top of the camera-based system, which makes it far more reliable in tricky, low-contrast environments where vision sensors alone tend to struggle. Think open water, fresh snow, or flying after dark. Flight time is rated around 36 minutes on a standard battery and up to 52 on the extended pack, though that extended pack pushes the drone's weight past the 250-gram registration threshold in most countries, so check that trade-off before you buy. In real-world flying, expect somewhere in the 30 to 40-minute range on the standard battery. Range stretches up to 20 kilometers. This is the drone for travelers and creators who refuse to compromise on image quality just to save weight in their bag. Pricing runs from around $750 for the standalone drone up to roughly $1,150 for the larger Fly More bundles. Not cheap, but compared to what it used to cost to get a 1-inch sensor into the air at all, it's honestly a fair trade. DJI Mavic 4 Pro, the professional showdown, $1,000. The DJI Mavic 4 Pro represents a massive generational leap for presumed aerial imaging, solidifying its place as the definitive tool for high-end commercial filmmaking and professional content creation. The absolute centerpiece of this drone is the revolutionary Infinity Gimbal, a physical hardware redesign featuring a spherical structure that allows for a continuous 360-degree horizontal rotation and a dramatic 70-degree upward tilt, completely shattering the framing limitations of traditional drones. Suspended within this innovative gimbal is a powerhouse triple camera system led by an upgraded 4.3 CMOS assemblage main sensor that captures staggering 100-megapixel stills, 6K 60fps HDR video, and 4K 120fps slow motion with 16 stops of dynamic range. This primary lens is supported by an optimized dual telephoto array consisting of a 70 mean mini medium tele and a 168 PIMA telephoto lens, ensuring razor-sharp image quality, consistent color profiles, and cinematic compression at any distance. To match this incredible imaging capability, DJI has outfitted the aircraft with an advanced 0.1 lux omnidirectional nightscape sensing system for ultra-safe low-light navigation, an extended flight time of up to 51 minutes, and the robust O4+ transmission system for a rock-solid, ultra-low-latency 10-bit video feed. When paired with the DJI RC Pro 2, the Mavic 4 Pro offers unparalleled tactile control over complex multi-axis maneuvers, making it an indispensable asset for filmmakers who refuse to compromise on creative freedom and raw image quality. Autel Robotics Life. Beyond one brand, I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now. This entire video has basically been one long advertisement for a single company. That's a fair point, and it deserves a straight answer instead of a dodge. One brand dominates this market so completely that recommending them over and over is genuinely hard to avoid. They simply outspend nearly everyone else on camera technology, flight software, and safety systems year after year. That said, there are real, legitimate reasons to look elsewhere if data privacy concerns matter to you. Given the ownership and origin of the dominant brand, a topic that has generated real public debate and even some government scrutiny in certain countries, there are credible alternatives worth your time. Though it's worth being precise about what alternative actually means here. Autel Robotics builds compact models that compete seriously with the mini and mid-range lineup we've covered today. Autel is still a Chinese company at its core, headquartered in Shenzhen, but it also operates manufacturing and R&D facilities in the United States and has publicly marketed a different approach to data handling than some competitors. So if privacy is your concern, do your own research on what that actually covers before assuming it solves the problem entirely. There's also a completely different category worth knowing about: self-flying drones that require almost no piloting skill at all and still produce surprisingly polished footage, which is ideal for solo creators who want hands-free shots without learning to fly a controller. Worth noting, that's a separate product line from the Sky Rover models we discussed earlier. Similar naming, completely different company and design. A handful of budget-focused brands round out the sub-$500 alternative space with genuinely interesting options if your wallet is the deciding factor. If hands-free simplicity is what you want, look at the self-flying category. And if raw performance per dollar is all that matters to you, the dominant brand remains the smartest. The HOVERAir X1 is a compact, lightweight and highly innovative flying camera designed to make aerial photography and videography accessible to everyone. Weighing only 125 grams, this pocket-sized drone is small enough to carry almost anywhere, making it an excellent companion for travelers, hikers, cyclists, vloggers, and outdoor enthusiasts. Unlike traditional drones that require a controller and complicated setup procedures, the HOVERAir X1 is built around simplicity and convenience. It can launch directly from the palm of your hand with the press of a button and immediately begin recording, allowing users to capture moments quickly without missing the action. The drone uses advanced AI-powered tracking technology to recognize and follow subjects automatically, keeping them centered in the frame while moving through different environments. This intelligent tracking system enables hands-free filming, making it ideal for solo creators who do not have someone available to operate a camera. The HOVERAir X1 features multiple automated flight modes, including follow, orbit, bird's eye, zoom out, and hover, each designed to create professional-looking shots with minimal effort. Whether you are exploring a scenic mountain trail, cycling through a city, jogging in a park, or documenting a vacation, the drone can capture dynamic aerial perspectives that would normally require a skilled drone pilot. It records high-quality video at up to 2.7K resolution and uses advanced image stabilization technology to produce smooth and steady footage even while following moving subjects. Safety is also a major focus of the design, with fully enclosed propellers that help protect both the user and the drone during operation. This makes it more approachable for beginners and safer to use in crowded or confined spaces compared to many conventional drones. Another key advantage of the HOVERAir X1 is its portability. The foldable design allows it to fit easily into a pocket, small bag, or backpack, making it perfect for everyday carry. The drone starts up in seconds and does not require extensive calibration or complex controls, allowing users to focus on capturing memories rather than learning how to fly. Its intelligent automation, compact size, and user-friendly operation have made it one of the most popular selfie drones on the market. While it is not designed for long-range flights or professional cinematic production like larger drones, it excels at quick, effortless content creation and provides a unique way to capture personal adventures from the air. For anyone seeking a simple, portable, and intelligent flying camera, the HOVERAir X1 offers an impressive combination of convenience, safety, and creative capability. The final verdict, all right. Let's bring this all the way home, because I promised you a clear answer at the start, and after sticking with me this long, you've absolutely earned it. If you're a traveler or a nervous beginner who wants the single best value on the entire market, buy the Specta Mini under 250 grams, 3-axis 4K, 31 real minutes of flight time, under $210. Nothing else at that price comes close. If you're an adventure chaser who needs genuine tracking plus real obstacle avoidance, the Sky Rover X1 at around $500 is exactly where your money belongs. If you're a serious content creator who needs outstanding low-light performance inside a pocket-sized body, that 1-inch sensor mini is the clear winner. Just double-check availability in your region before you order. If you want the best all-around professional drone for the money, the dual-camera $1,100 option wins. No real contest. And if you want the absolute best drone money can currently buy, with zero compromises whatsoever, the top-tier Flagship still takes that crown. Just be honest with yourself first about whether you genuinely need it, because most people, if they're being truthful, really don't. Here's my challenge before you close this tab. Drop your pilot profile from earlier in this video in the comments, along with the drone you're currently leaning toward, and I will personally read it and give you my honest, specific take if you're still torn between two options. Every drone mentioned today is linked below, and using those links costs you absolutely nothing extra while genuinely keeping this channel in the air. If this video just saved you from a $400 mistake like the one I opened with, do me one favor: tap that like button. It takes about 2 seconds, and it directly helps the next nervous beginner find this video before they make the same mistake I did. And if you're not subscribed yet, I'm posting a brand new, fully tested drone breakdown every single week, and next week's video might be the exact one that finally settles your decision, so don't risk scrolling past it when it shows up. Fly safe, fly smart, and I will see you in the next one.